get going though. Today is a shorter service. Don't be disappointed. We don't do all of Kabbalat Shabbat. We do a modified shorter because we're in the middle of the holiday. So. Well, we'll see what we get. We're not even close right now. Oh, he was in his day though, wasn't he?
That's why I asked. I was like, don't you think
Well, you know, also standards have changed over
Yeah.
the years.
All right. Well,
Who played Moses in
we have 5.
Commandments? I don't even know
We
when
have
was
6.
that movie made.
We have
1953.
and 8. We're up to 8.
I remember that. You know,
Harold Rabbit.
And we're up to 9.
We
He
don't
has a
watch it
birthday.
every year because it's so
Coming
long.
up.
But I feel like you've got to watch it every
every
year.
so often.
You have to.
Linda.
They have to know.
Yeah, and they
Okay.
movies because I love movies. But
The Miracle
Oh, I'm ready.
Tree, I think every Christmas time.
Just about.
That one.
Me
The
and
old version
Wonderful
is,
Life.
the old version is much better than the.
I love It's a Wonderful Life. I don't even think it's a Christmas movie. Like there's just a Christmas tree in it.
Yeah.
But like
All right, we
I
got it.
cook that movie all year
Two
long.
people
My
out there.
husband is so sick of it.
You're the one that I.
Yeah, just to freak you out. Just to freak me out? Yeah, that was
I
good.
Thank you.
Well, they don't count. Pretty Littlest one too. I let you go. Oh, we'll get 2 more out there. That's right, we got 2 more out there. So, and Harold.
I like Harold.
So we've got 11. 2 Harolds, a Steve, and 2 Harolds, a Steve, a Linda, and a Tom, and I'll raise you. Anyway.
Partridge in a pear tree.
Then I'll promise Sam for good measure. Exactly right. A few more months, we got this guy. All right,
You
well.
aren't like all the kids in religious school right now going to have bat mitzvahs at the same time with birth. They're all the same age.
No, we haven't scattered, no. We
Oh,
have
they
2
are
5th
scattered.
graders, we've got, the 4th grade's gonna be a little more. We've got 4th grade, because she's 4th grade, right? So we've got 2 5th graders, we got 1 6th grader, 2 5th graders, and then, 3 or 4 4th graders, so that'll be a big group.
Abby's, yeah, Abby's.
Abby and you and Hannah, I think, are all at least 3 or 4th grade, and then we go down.
What are your boys? Like, what's Joan?
5 and then 3rd. So then we have like 3 3rd graders, so we'll have
It'll be crazy the next couple of years.
gain some more, I hope. Yeah, crazy, yeah, 2 a year, that's not crazy. We gotta get them 10, no, I don't. I've said before, I was looking at, Charlotte, was open, before I went to San Antonio, Charlotte was open, and I remember looking at that, every week was a bar mitzvah. They have like 72, 60 something bar mitzvahs a year, which was more than 1 of these. The way it was, or close to, maybe it was 50, maybe it was 50 or something, which meant 100.
Conservative shul.
Yes, it was at that year.
In that complex where they have.
But it was their own, I mean, just the synagogue, yeah, so that, maybe it was just the year they were having it, they were expecting, I think it was 48, 30, 40, 45, something like that. It was close to, if you subtract the holidays, which no one's having during the week of the holidays, it was almost a bar mitzvah or bar mitzvah every week. And I was just like, I love working with bar mitzvahs, the kids are to make it special and unique. And it's just a bar mitzvah factory, or bar mitzvah factory. And I'm just like,
Sometimes you hit the stage where you have to even double up.
That's exactly, I think most
We were
have
in
to double up.
Florida, we.
Yeah, oh yeah, they must have to double up, or they do afternoons, they must do evening, afternoon, Shabbat afternoon ones. They probably throw in a couple of, Monday, Thursdays for those who don't wanna do a whole.
I remember years back with Andy, who's our oldest, who's in his 50s now, when we were with the Orthodox. They twinned with Russian kids.
Yeah, that's
I
like,
have the name,
that's been a long time ago.
Yeah, a long
Yeah.
time ago, yeah.
Nobody's doing that anymore.
John, he's announced, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, that was the 80s.
Yeah.
All right, well, do we have any volunteers to light candles?
They keep coming to cook.
I have one volunteer. Anybody want to help light candles? Mindy,
see, I need to help.
We like candles.
I don't know how to work. I think you're doing it upside down.
Am I?
That's better.
How come you can do it?
Hold on,
Oh, wait, we'll do it all at
Wait
once.
1 second. Let us get away. Get out of the way.
Baruch
Baruch
atah
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. And I'm a little flat. My voice is not.
Shabbat shalom.
But,
That was great.
but you got the gist. Thank you. The words are the same, even if they come out flat.
This is a little bit different. I'm gonna turn on my people in hinterlands out here who are interested. This is a very different, this is a little bit different service whenever we're in the midst of a holiday. Chol HaMoed, when we have a holiday that lasts longer than a couple of days, like Sukkot, we did this back in Sukkot, and Passover, when you have an 8-day holiday, it's impossible not to have a Shabbat in between. Sometimes the Shabbat falls on the first 2 days or the last 2 days. But this year, Shabbat is smack dab right in the middle. And so we are in the middle days, the Chol HaMoed. Chol means regular, right? Moed, regular days of the festival, as opposed to the Yom Tov days that are like Shabbat, which are the first 2 and the last 2 for us. So we are in that middle grade, and as is the custom, in any case, whenever it's a holiday and it is Shabbat, we don't do a full Kabbalat Shabbat. The idea is we're already in the mood, we're already happy, we're already joyful. I don't know about you, but it's been a very long week, so I'm happy to have a Shabbat, even if we're still eating matzah. It is what it is, right? But we can do some of our regular things, but we actually don't. We just start with the Psalm for Shabbat. So we're going to start with Shalom Aleichem, though, and at least get that in for us and be able to remind ourselves that Shabbat has its own flavor, it has its own purpose, and it has its own connection to us. So bottom of page 5, we join together. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 14, again, we can certainly do some tefillot that kind of get us into the mood for Shabbat. I was just commenting, Cheryl, as you were walking in, that it's a little different flavor tonight. We don't do a full Kabbalat Shabbat whenever it is a holiday, when it's coming into from our Chol HaMoed, our intermediate days of the holiday, and coming into Shabbat. So we actually shorten a lot, but we're going to sing together on page 14 by the arrow, reminding ourselves of the joy of Shabbat. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram Yehiram Hayam Umelo. Yehiram Hayam, Yehiram Hayam, Yehiram Hayam Umelo. You'll turn over to page 23. Again, we don't do a full Lecha Dodi, but there's a shortened version that reminds us of the Sabbath bride or queen walking into our midst, so we won't stand and do our normal thing, but on the top of 23, you can get the basic gist of the words for this short version, so I will, hopefully you'll join with me. It goes like this. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabla Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabla Here's the hard part. Shabbat Shalom Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom Umevorach. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom Umevorach. You'll find the Psalm for Shabbat over on page 27. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat Tov lehodot la'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon ulezamer l'shimcha elyon lehagid baboker chastecha ve'emunatcha b'leilot alei asur v'alei navel alei gayon bechinor Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat Tov lehodot la'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon ulezamer l'shimcha elyon ki simchtani na'alfecha ma'asadecha yanena Yishba'ar lo yidal selet mitzvah b'vach by the arrow on 28. Tzadikat Tamar Yifrach Ke'erez Balevanon Yiskeh Shetulim Bevet Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvon Beseva Deshenim Verananim Yiyu Lehagid Ki Ashar Adonai Tzuri Velo Avlatabo. Page 29, we read together in the English on the left side of the page, the 93rd Psalm. Together, Adonai is sovereign, robed in splendor, girded in strength. The earth stands firm, not to be dislodged. From earliest time, you were enthroned. You are eternal. The rivers rise up, Adonai. The rivers raise up their roar. The rivers raise up their waves. Above the roar of the vast sea and the majestic breakers of the ocean, Adonai stands supreme in the heavens. In your house, beautiful in its holiness, your testimonies endure, Adonai, for all time. Edo techanemnu ve'od lahavecha na'ava kodesh Adonai le'orech yamim. Kaddish Shatom, the mourner's Kaddish, you'll find over on page 30. Those reciting, you're welcome to rise and join with me. And as we have been doing, we've been designating this
Mourners Kaddish as one for those who lost their lives in the attacks on October 7th by Hamas in Israel. So page 30. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'yalma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam Melomei Omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Dekudisha B'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. We turn on over to page 39a. There you will find the beginning of the evening service. I'll ask if you're able to, once again, to rise. And anybody who wants to come up and help with it, up here, you're welcome to. Come on up and help. Page 39A. Well, Alice will do it. Ready? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach. HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Yai-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yai-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yai-da-da-da-da-da. Yai-da-da-da-da-da. Yai-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yai-da-da-da-da-da. Yai-da-da-da-da-da. Yai-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You may be seated. Thank you. Page 39a, we read together in the English. On the left side of the page, our first bracha of creation. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzevaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. Umavir yom umehevi laila, umavdil ben yom uben laila, Adonai Tzevaot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, amarir v'ravim. Page 40, we join together as we chant Ahavat Olam together. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Havta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu B'shachveinu u'v'kumeinu Nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ואורך ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. Page 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtaftam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. We join together in the English on the top, towards the top of 41. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your home and on your gates. We continue over on page 44, Umalchuto b'ratzon, leading up to Michamocha, top of the page. Umalchuto b'ratzon kiblu aleihem, Moshe u'Miriam u'vnei Yisrael lechanu shira, b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nohara tehilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe ze'elianu v'yamru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar ki fad Adonai et Yaakov, uge'alo mi'ad chazak mimenu, baruch ata Adonai gal Yisrael. Page 45, we join together in the English our Hashkivenu prayer that asks for shalom, a sense of peace, as we end our day and look forward to a brighter tomorrow. Page 45. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Ushmor tzeitenu uvoenu lechayim u'leshalom yatav yad olam ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Page 46. We rise as we join together in the singing of Vishamru as Nate and Sam get us going. Page 46. 1, 2, 3. V'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berito la'am v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berito la'am Beheni uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, ledorotam berito lam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat ledorotam berito lam. Uvayom hashmi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berito lam. We remain standing for page 46 on page 46 for Chatzi Kaddish as Sam and Nate, if you will lead us. 46. Amen. B'yama divrach yidute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael bagala bagala ubizman karif v'yimeru amen yehishmei rabba mevorach le'olam lo me'olmaya yitbarach
v'yishtabach v'yita'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yithalel v'yithal shemei kudusha v'rehu ve'elam min kol birhata v'shirata tushbechata v'ne'emata damiran v'yalma
v'yimeru amen. You'll find the silent Amidah for this evening beginning on page 47. We switch over to Morid Hatal in the middle of page 48. It is now Passover going into through until Shmini Atzeret. And we also add the paragraph on page 50 for the holiday for Passover, right in the small print in the middle of, towards the top of the page. Again, page 47 through 52 is the silent Amidah. You're welcome to add your own personal thoughts as well onto the page. And when you're through, you can be seated. page 52, the very bottom. Yaseh shalom bimromav, Yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'imru, amen. If you'll turn kindly to page 53, the bottom paragraph, we join together in Magen Avot as we again remind ourselves the importance and the holiness of Shabbat. Bottom of 53. Magen Avot bidvaro mechaye metim b'mamaro ha'el hakadosh she'en kamohu ameniach li'amo b'yom Shabbat kodsho kivam ratza lehaniach lahem Kivam ratza lehaniach lahem lefanav navod b'yirav v'fachad v'nodeh lishmo b'chol yom tamid me'en habrachot el hahodaot Adon HaShalom Mekadesh HaShabbat Umvarech Shevihi Umeniach Bigdusha Le'amedu Shnei Oneg Zecher Lemase Bereshit. Page, the next page. Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Ritzei, V'imnuchatenu, Kadshenu b'mitzvotecha, V'tein chelkenu b'toratecha, Sabeinu mituvecha, V'samchenu b'yeshuatecha, V'taher libeinu le'avdecha be'emet V'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava uvratzon Shabbat kodshecha V'yanuchu v'Yisrael Mekadeshei Shemecha Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. We continue with Kaddish Shalem, page 54, as again Sam and Nate lead us. Amen. Yeheshmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Olam Le'olam Yitbarach
Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yipa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yithalel V'yithalal Shemei Dekudesha Le'elam Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbachata V'nechamata Da'amiram V'yoma V'imiru
Amen.
Tikabot Loton Uvaoton D'chol Yisrael Ka'adam Avuchon Vivi Shemaya Imiru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu, al kol Yisrael v'imiru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'brama, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael v'imiru. Amen. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
V'imru, Amen. You guys are welcome to be seated for just a few minutes. If you will kindly turn forward in your Siddur to page 173, there you will find our Misha Berach for those we recite for those who are ill. Of course, I have our usual list, and you are welcome to add any names as we get to the end of this list to add any names to it. You'll find that prayer for healing on page 173 in the far left as we hope for spiritual, physical, emotional healing and healing of the world, certainly as we go forward this evening. So we keep in our thoughts Daniel Eliezer ben Svi, Shulamit bat Gittel, Yisrael bat Zipporah, Shulamit bat Binyamin Umalka, Chana bat Avraham Vasara, Dan Siegel, Danielle Rice, Gittel Glasser, Ari Sanders, Ariella Alfieri, Peyton Matthews, Bill Bucks, Samuel Shurden, Estelle Lurie, Lynn Alexander, Marjorie Morstein, Linda Cutler, Diane Hickey, Barbara Feingold, Harriet Siegel, Lori Kahan Simon, Bob Bugos, Nadine Hyman, Ed Tansky, Irene Friedman, Joe Lowenstern, Gary Kramer, Arthur Stone, Natalie Kogan, Diana Saltzman, Victor Alfieri, Michael Abrams, Francis Haber, Michelle Stupak, Caitlin Weathers, Alex Schwartz, Danielle Santini, Becky Smith, Julia Bernanke, Irene Goodman, Teresa Timmons, Esther Rowe, Suzanne Gott, Joan Klepp, Estelle Rice, Hannah Lipman, Gary Hutcher, Deborah Haggery, Susan Aller, and Megan Contigno, and add any names we add at this time. You go. Anyone else? Page 173, we join together. Mishebeirach avoteinu mekor haberach leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebeirach imotenu mekor haberach lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Refuah shlema to all in need. We take a moment before we go into the concluding part of our service. If you'll take a moment, actually, this is what we're going to be doing for the next 45 days or so. If you'll turn to page 63, turn to page 63. There you will find the counting of the Omer. We started that on our second night of our Passover. We count the days. It's called Sfirat HaOmer. We count the days between the second night of Passover all the way until we reached 49 days, and on that 50th day we celebrate the holiday of Shavuot. So we are in that period of counting, and we know counting is usually what we do in anticipation of something memorable. like, I'm going to guess, does anybody know how many days of school there are left? Less than 20. You're right. There were 23 the other day, so I think there's 19 left. That was earlier this week. So about 9, it's hard to believe, about 19 days, right? And you know what? If we were a little bit closer to a bar mitzvah, I would bet that you would know how many days you were until your bar mitzvah actual date, right? As it is, you could count by the months, right? Yeah. Okay. Of course, we count days. We count to our wedding, only so many days till I get married. Only so many days until the baby's due, right? Or whether that's you're a parent or a grandparent, right? Oh, our first grandchild's due in only 14 days, right? We count, we know. For anyone, Richard's not here, but Richard I know is a baseball fan. I bet if we asked him how many days until opening day, he would be able to tell us how many days, right? I mean, they started already, but when it was, he would be able to tell us how many days until opening days. We also count other things. We count our wealth. We count our stocks and our bonds. We count our SAT scores, right? Our SC Ready scores already. I know, right, that my kid came home with a contract, not a contract of sorts, but it was, from the guidance counselor who said, this is what I'm hoping to do on my big test, state test that we have. All the kids are busy doing that this week. Are you guys do that? No, you're out of it. It's the elementary school kids. They do this SC Ready test. So he comes home, this is what I made last time, this is what I made this time, this last, 2 times ago, this last time, now here's what I'm going for. I made a 3, I made a 4, I made a 5 here. I'm trying to get a certain number to show that I am making some kind of achievement and advancement in my studies. That's normal. Sam, you're going to be getting ready to probably take a SAT at some point, although they're not as important as they used to. Or AP classes, right? You hope for a 5, so when you go to college, you can get out of the class. So we look at numbers that way. We look at the larger calendar. We guide our lives by the clock. We pay attention to time. And in Judaism, there's something called the time bound. When we're time bound by something, for instance, we light the candles for Shabbat when? Right before sundown, right? We make sure we do it before sundown, technically. If we've already hit sundown, we don't strike the match because Shabbat has already started. Whether or not we've lit the candles, whether or not we've davened, the sun has gone down, Shabbat has started. We're going to bring it into ourselves, right? We're going to start it. We're going to acknowledge it early or if we can. But we want to make sure that we are time efficient, that we pay attention to the time. So, for instance, lighting candles, it's a mitzvah aseh shehazman grama is what we call it. It's something that's time-bound. You wouldn't light candles tomorrow morning, right? Wouldn't make sense. Oh, I missed the candles. Well, I woke up this morning, I'm going to light them. It wouldn't make sense. We put them in our time frame of when we would do it. And that's how we bring in things that are sacred. That's how we make things special. We pay attention to those elements and we bring them into our lives. So come to this point in the service on page 63 where you see the counting of the Omer. It's yet another way that we pay attention to the calendar, that we acknowledge that our time and our time of year is important. The counting of the Omer, basically, we're instructed to count literally every day. And what does it represent? Well, it represents that an Omer, which is a measure of grain, would be brought to the temple, basically, as an offering during this 7 weeks leading up, right, leading from Passover, leading up to Shavuot. So for 7 days, for 7 weeks, we now take the tradition. We don't wave a barley. This is the barley harvest that we're talking about. We don't wave a sprig of barley. A sprig? I don't know. Anybody know what it is? Barley. Is it a sprig? Is it a plant? I don't know. Okay. We don't wave any barley around, right? We count a day instead. And so we're going to count the 49 days whenever we have the opportunity to do it here. And on that 50th day, we'll study, we'll observe Shavuot, which is our holiday of giving Torah. So this period of time marks this transition from our being slaves in Egypt to receiving the Torah at Mount Sinai. It marks agriculturally a period of time from bringing in the beginning of the harvest to the closing of the harvest as the summer comes. And again, just like we would count for how many days of school we have left, or how many days until a special event in our lives, we count recognizing that the event this time is going to be the receiving of Torah on that 50th day. Pretty big event, pretty cool thing. So just share with you Rabbi Theodore Friedman. He offers a wonderful insight about this period of counting. And he suggests that this period that we're in is called Yemei Sfirah, the counting, or the days of the Sfirah, the days of the Omer, the counting. And he suggests they were meant to serve, again, as this bridge from two eternal experiences. One of Israel leaving from Egypt, the Exodus, what we just did and celebrated together on Monday night and Tuesday night at our Seders, and what we are continuing to celebrate through the holiday, to the revelation at Sinai, to receiving Torah. And again, we think about ourselves being slaves. We talk about that our humble beginnings. We talk about that at our holiday, on our Seder. And then we lift ourselves differently, and we start counting towards when we become really truly a free people, and a free people that will receive Torah and maintain and establish a covenant with God that is something that stays true, that is in itself eternal. We can't count the number of days that covenant continues, because it's ongoing and it's eternal. That's how we look at it. So think about this as we are paused now to count the Omer. And there's a verse from Psalms that says, Limnot Yameinu Kein Hoda, help us to count each day, and in essence to make each day of life count as well. So as we go through this next 40-something days, we'll think about, and I would encourage you to think about not just the counting of it, the mitzvah of counting, but what does this sense of time really do for us as we're traveling from our holiday of Passover to our holiday of Shavuot, of Torah. So if you'll turn to page 63 and kindly rise if you are able to, we will recite the blessing in the Hebrew and in the English for counting the day, and then we go down. Unfortunately, our Siddur wasn't smart enough to put numbers next to it, so we're going to go down, right down smack dab to the middle of the next page, where you will see the 19th of Sivan. We count on that. So because we had Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, we're counting for the new day, which is the beginning of Friday night. So the bracha together on page 63. Actually, let's read the top in the English on 63. I am about to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer, as it is written in the Torah. You shall count from the eve of the second day of Pesach, when an omer of grain is to be brought as an offering, 7 complete weeks. The day after the 7th week of your counting will make 50 days. In the Hebrew, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav vitzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. And we turn the page to right in the middle, and we read together, Hayom Arba'a Yamim La Omer. Today marks the beginning of the 4th day of the Omer, in the counting of the Omer, and as the psalmist teaches, Limnot Yameinu Kein Hoda, help us to make this day and each day of life count. To that we say, I hope, Amen. And we will turn over to page 56, I think it is, back to 56, where you will find our Aleinu, and I'll ask if anyone wants to come help with a ark opening. You guys, if you'll come up and help sing Aleinu. Wendy, you want to help tonight? Nope. Okay, Alice, you're on it. Why don't you guys help Alice? And we'll all sing together as we rise, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama, shelo samchel kenu kahem, v'gahar aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגבהי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו ככתוב בתורתו וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד על כן אקווה לך אדוני אלוהינו לתפארתך or towards the bottom of 57. Ki ha-malchut shelcha hi olamei timloch bechavod kakatuv b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu bayom You may be seated. Thank you for the help. Yeah, you can go down, sit down. Good job. Awesome. We turn in our Siddur to page 58. There you will find Kaddish Tome, our Mourner's Kaddish. And as we recite Mourner's Kaddish today, we keep in our thoughts those whose yortzites occur today and in the week that's coming. Helen Fishman, Clement Dunyas, Daniel Marks, Sarah Pugatsky, Shirley Lasser, Philip Kogan, Alvin Goodman, Vera Sirkin, Irvin Greenfield, Milton Carroll, Abraham Chardkoff, Kayana Shore, Julius Lieberstein, Leonard Temofsky, Ida Brandman, Irene Cooley, Elaine Wynn, Augusta Polyakov, Mendel Arkin, Adele Gold, and Alexander Cooley. Those reciting Kaddish Tome, Mourner's Kaddish, again you'll find it on 58. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'yalma divrach yirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olomei omaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shemei dekudisha, b'richu, la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran mi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. You may be seated, and certainly, Harold, my apologies. We continue to remember Barbara whenever we recite Mourner's Kaddish this year. We have a few announcements, I think. You want me to do them, or you want to do them? All right, here you go. Okay. You want to go up? You want here? Just do it here. You're good.
Yeah.
We're small enough. Oh, okay. Well, bring that back to me then.
Okay.
I need that. That's
Good
my
Shabbos.
list.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Pleasure.
Once again, let's see.
Office is closed Monday and Tuesday, and also May 3rd and May 6th. So next Friday and Monday again. The 8th day of Passover service is Tuesday, April 30th at 10 a.m. Boy, I sound southern there. Yizkor will be recited. Beginning the 3rd of May, next Friday, Shabbat service will begin at 7:30 as we shift to a summer Shabbat schedule. Enjoy Shabbat dinner at home, then join us for the service with an Oneg Shabbat to follow. Save the date, Sunday, May 5th, next Sunday. Join CBI and TOI for Yom HaShoah, Day of Remembrance, from 10:15 to 11:45, back in the Davis Social Hall. Weekly reminders, religious school begins at 9 a.m. on Sunday, this Sunday. Sunday also will be Rabbi Cohn's for Turning Points in Jewish History, Chapter 12. That will start at 9:45 in the Social Hall. Sunday after Turning Points is beginning Hebrew with Fred Leffert at 11:15 in the Social Hall. And then Tuesday, Fred has an adult education class via Zoom that meets at 5:30. I don't know. We didn't do last week, but that was a good thing. Yeah. Please see the CBI website, newsletter, bulletin, all the ways that you receive information for any of these programs. Anniversaries, Rhonda and Matthew Farrell on the 3rd, and then on the 3rd, Melinda and Ryan Boyd. Birthdays, on the 27th, Thomas Barris, and on the 1st, somebody else is having his 29th birthday. Congratulations, Mazel Tov, Harold. And you've done the yurt sites. And
We'll get all that in May, but you can say the date for the May 14th, I believe it is. That's okay, I got it. May 14th, I think? May 14th, yep, save the date for Yom HaShoah celebration here, program. It'll be a little bit different, I think, this year. I don't know if we're quite celebrating. There's so much going on in Israel and the world, and we, again, still wait for hostages to be redeemed, if you will, from captivity. So we will celebrate Israel's birthday, but in a little bit of a different way, I think, with some learning and some rejoicing, but in a muted way, I think. So that is certainly going on, and we have lots of things coming up in the next month or two. There's just a lot with the closeout of school. We have some other programs coming on later. The May Bulletin will probably be in your box a little bit later because just we're closed Monday and Tuesday. And then it's not going to be there on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. So it might be a couple days late, but we'll get it in. We can celebrate Harold's birthday by getting him a bulletin. Woohoo. All right, so do we sing? When we sing to you now, and then we'll owe you candy next Shabbat when we can actually give you real candy? Will that work? So you get both. You get this week and next week if you're here, okay? So let's join together for the 29th birthday again. Backwards. Are you going to be 92? No way. Awesome. Well, on your 92nd birthday, let's sing Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy birthday. If you make it next week, we will be sure to give you some chocolate for your trouble. Okay. All right? I think at 9 you can have 2 pieces. We'll even give you 2 pieces. With that, we're going to head into the back in just a moment we do Kiddush and Motzi, but it's over matzah, not over a Yomi Challah, unfortunately. But we're not too sick of matzah. How many of you are sick of matzah already? No, not yet. Well, yeah, I know. Not everybody yet. We're still hanging in there. It's still good in the chicken soup, and it's not bad with butter on it at other times. So keep it going. So we will do a little motzi. We have some Passover treats back there. There's some wine There's grape juice. There's also wine. It's if you want a swig of wine. There's the traditional cough medicine version. There's grape juice. And then there's some Merlot and dark wines over on the right. I think I took out one bottle of the, that was open, of the Moscato. So if you want to have a little sip of something other than grape juice, you can. And there's some Passover treats back there too. We will be more normal next week, but tomorrow there is Kiddush lunch, I believe. So we'll have some yummy leftovers and lots of matzah from the Passover Seder left. So there will be lunch tomorrow. A little different than the usual, but it will be. I think we've got some leftovers to enjoy. So let's join together. Thank you, Nate and Sam, for helping out, and Alice, thank you for helping out as well, and for all of you making a minyan. We conclude. Bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam bim bam bim bam bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom, everyone. We'll head again into the back to do a little Kish and Motzi and a treat or two. All right. Get on back.
Yeah, maybe.